The rain was still heavy on the day we buried my wife, Clara. We returned to a quiet home filled with memories, but the air felt thick with tension. My grown daughter, Sarah, immediately went to Clara's closet and grabbed her favorite winter coat. When she reached into the inner pocket, she pulled out a thick sealed envelope with red wax. I asked her what it was, but she quickly tossed it into the trash bin, claiming it was just an old grocery list. Her hands were trembling, and her eyes avoided mine. Something deep inside me whispered that she was lying. The moment she left the kitchen, I reached into the trash and took out that envelope. What was inside sent me straight to the central bank. And when the manager unfolded the document, his face turned ghost white. He looked up at me with absolute terror in his eyes and whispered, "Sir, I cannot return this to you. I have to call the police immediately." Clara and I had been married for 35 years, and during all those decades, our life was built on trust. She had managed our modest family savings, while I worked long hours in logistics. After her sudden illness, I was left emotionally shattered, relying on Sarah to help me navigate the post-funeral arrangements. Yet Sarah seemed oddly desperate to clear out Clara's personal belongings before the weekend ended. That envelope she tried to discard felt cold in my hand as I sat in my car outside our local bank branch. The seal had no name on it, only a string of numbers written in my late wife's hand. I walked into the bank, expecting a routine safe deposit query, but Manager Harrison recognized the handwriting immediately. He asked me to step into his private office and closed the blinds. He brought up a secure database that required 2 separate keys. As he scanned the document from the envelope, the computer screen began flashing security alerts. Manager Harrison lowered his glasses, his forehead dripping with sweat. He told me that this was not a banknote or a grocery list. It was a formal confession and a legal transfer deed for an offshore account holding millions of dollars, bearing my daughter's signature alongside a high-level banking executive. The document revealed a dark reality. Sarah had been attempting to transfer Clara's entire life insurance and estate funds into a secret shadow account before Clara even passed away. My wife had discovered the fraud in her final weeks, created this legal trap to lock the assets, and hid the key in her coat, knowing Sarah would try to destroy it after the funeral. The bank manager explained that the legal code on the note automatically alerted federal fraud investigators the moment it was scanned into the system. Within 20 minutes, 2 detectives arrived at the bank branch. I sat in silence as they took my statement and reviewed the digital records. Seeing my daughter's calculated betrayal crushed my heart far more than losing the money ever could. Clara had protected our life work, even while fighting her final battle. When the police went to Sarah's apartment later that evening, they found forged power of attorney documents ready to be processed the next morning. Sarah was taken into custody that very evening, facing charges of grand larceny and systemic fraud. Standing in Clara's quiet room, holding her favorite coat, I finally understood the strength she possessed until her final breath. She left me the truth, ensuring that justice would prevail even after she was gone. Family trust is a delicate glass. Once broken, no amount of wealth can repair the shattered pieces.